Hey everybody, it's Romania Black. I couldn't wait. No, I read chapters 90 through 97 last night, and I got done really late at night, and I was like, there's no way I can read the next set tonight, but I really wanted to, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to watch the Untamed episodes that were supposed to come out last week today, and we'll just go from there. And then I watched the Untamed episodes 46 and 47, and I was like, oh, and I got to the point where I left off at last night, and it got into the WANGXIAN temple, and I was like, oh no, I've got to read the chapters tonight, because the best part about the Untamed with this last week's episodes were that it included the WANGXIAN temple, and it included everything that got covered in chapters 90 through 97, except the spiciness. Like, the spiciness is decisively absent. And I was like, oh, so this is what it's like without the WANGXIAN spice, huh? And so I got so excited by the WANGXIAN temple scenes in the Untamed, because I was like, oh, I could see where they could put in some spiciness, but I don't know if they're going to or not. So as soon as I got done, I was like, okay, I'm going to eat dinner. I had dinner with my family, and I was like, I'm going to go back and read those chapters. So it's a little late at night when I'm recording this, but I'm like, nope, it's fine. It has to happen. So we're looking at chapters 98 through 104. We're almost to the end of the novel. It's kind of insane. We have just a couple weeks left. Oh my gosh. So I'm looking at episodes 13 and 14 of the audio drama. There's no extras this week. Unfortunately, there's no extras slated. It's just episodes 13 and 14 covering chapters 98 through 104 in Modao Zushi. And unfortunately, as I'm recording this, the Manhua has only gone up to chapters 227, which just came out with last week's chapters, so I don't have any Manhua to look at. So I'm basically going to be looking at these two audio drama episodes that are about 30 minutes long each, taking notes, then reading the chapters themselves, and then coming back and talking about them. And Huckleberry is here as well. But I'm really, really excited because the last set of chapters, it was so hype, but it was so frustrating because of their misunderstanding. I'm like, if you tell me that these two are going to go into all of this, into the WANGXIAN temple where there's potential danger while they're having a misunderstanding and a fight between the two of them, then I'm not going to... So, yeah. So basically, but yeah, the WANGXIAN temple episodes of the Untamed got me really excited, and so I'm all ready for it. So yeah, it'll be fine. So this is only going up to chapter 104, and it's only covering half of chapter 104. I think next week will be chapters 104 through 106, but the way that I worked out my scheduling, it's just how it worked out. Hey, buddy. So yeah, we're going to listen to Modao Zushi now. Mm-hmm. But all right, so I'm pretty excited, y'all. I've got my notebook ready. I've waited all day for this. I've been recording another show today, and so I was like, as soon as dinner's over, I'm gonna be reading some Modao Zushi. So it's great. But let's not waste any more time, shall we? We are gonna dive in to always bugs me. We're gonna dive into this set of chapters here and give it a look. Y'all, the hype is real. I want our WANGXIAN boys to make up and realize they love each other. It shouldn't be that hard. You would think. But we're going to start this here in 3, 2, 1, and let's do this. This image of Wanji over his instrument with the broken strings and bloody fingers. It's so grisly. And they're digging. Ooh. Yeah. So are they going to go get Wanji and bring him back? Probably. Because Xichen's involved. Oh my god. Oh, he has Ning go and get Wanji. Oh no. And Ling, why is he there? Hmm. You unlucky child. Get out of here with him as soon as possible. Oh. 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 Now my flute's gone. He threw the flute at the arrow. Shit. Oh no. It's been a while. Damn it. What are you all doing here? Oh. Hmm. Oh. 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 Oof. Oh God. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It is just like the Untamed there. Oh, I like that. Oh. Funny about that. Mm-hmm. And Wanji's not here yet. Will you tell us your evil plan now that you've got us here? Ooh. Never mind. I don't want to know. Oh. Someone deceived me. Ooh. And he knows that Wanji's gonna show up. Oh. She's like, why isn't Wanji with you? Oh. Oh, why would he perfume you at this point? Oh. It's like this. Oh. The two of you slept in the same rooms? Everybody's assuming. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, the gossip. Oh. Yearning. Oh. Oh no, is he gonna tell him? Oh, you bitch, you're gonna spill, aren't you? Oh my god, no way! Oh shit! Yeah, right? They're like, how'd you see it? You oblivious gremlin! Yes! I don't remember when that could have happened. Uh-huh. Oh my god. How could you escape? Yeah, Wanji helped you escape, right? I can't believe he didn't remember this. Yeah, I was like, I'll spill the tea. Oh my god. Oh my god. So it's Xichen that tells him. And we got to this part, yes. And we had the whole get lost thing, right? Oh. And track him down. Oh. And Xichen said he'd go do it. Get lost. Oh, Xichen. Oh. Mm-mm. Oh, honey. Oh. He loves that scourge of the cultivation world. Oh. 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 Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my gosh. The way he says it. Oh. 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 Oh my God. Oh my God. He just had to stay in bed because he was so injured. It was clear that he loved him. Oh, he knows. Oh. Oh. The fuck you do? Oh. Oh my God. Hmm. Oh, you. Yeah, you're so devious. Ah! You're such a bitch! Oh my God, I can't believe we're doing this. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Ah. No, it's urgent. Oh my God, what? Oh! Oh! Him! You know how to pick the timing and place. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's get out of the rain. Oh my god. Wushin! That can't be it. Oh, it looks like Yao. Hmm. Hmm. He probably just thinks it's teasing like you've been doing. Yes, or he thinks that you're still teasing him. Oh my god! I fancy you, I love you. Ah! Oh my god! We're just gonna make out in this temple in front of Yao and Xichen. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, this was not the Untamed. Sushi. Ah. No, he fainted from shock. Hmm. Hmm. It's amazing because, yeah, Hawaii Singh is he's just acting this whole thing out. Wow. Huh. Just imagine him walking up and they've just been making out. Like, they could care less. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah. You're jealous of him. Hmm. Oh my god. I love this part. God, I love that part. I love Link's like, how do you know this? What's going on? How do you know these rules? When were you copying them down? Hmm. Hmm. A once-in-a-lifetime prodigy, and I was bloody incredible. You would have been thoroughly pissed off by me. Oh my god. Ooh. Yin and yang. He's not afraid of death. He doesn't want to die. Yeah. Ah! Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. Oh my god. Him laughing. Did you just laugh? Yes, Zidian! In the Untamed, this was such a badass moment. And you're gonna cut it off right when he makes his entrance. Oh my god. Wanji laughing. Oh my gosh. The confession. Oh my god. My heart. My heart. My absolute heart. Okay. Well, we're flipping this page over. And I am bringing up the other episode. Because, oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. We're going to start episode 14. Oh my god. This is just... The Untamed! I loved you, Untamed, but... This... Okay. We're going to start that here in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, y'all. He was such a badass entrance in the Untamed. So badass. And Fairy. I'm here. Oh my god. Oh, shut up. They're already domestic. It's over. Oh. Let's talk. Oh, that was actually pretty badass, Cheng. I'm listening to Mona Sushi. Fairy is like has inhabited my dog Huck. Oh my god, no, don't let Fairy get hurt. Oh, be careful with the zither. Ooh, I love that. Ooh, I love it. I know. You gotta wait a little bit. What is he doing? No. Oh my god. Oh. Ooh, yeah, okay, so that's what this was. It was grinding the swords against it to the performance. And the Untamed was a little bit confusing, but oh, you two are too precious. How can I focus on this intense Guanyin temple when y'all are being the most precious people possible? Oh, it's like they don't have to hide being like cuddly around each other. Oh, it's the same as Yang. Oh, hmm. Oh, because he'd look over and see Wanji and Wushin. Uh huh. Oh. Who else indeed? Don't answer him. Oh, what a snake. Ugh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, he's gonna bring this up. Ah. Uh huh. So Yao's putting it all together. Shut the hell up. Mm hmm. Oh, Yao. Oh. He's just like Daddy Jin. Oh my god. Oh. 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 Good. I'm glad Fairy got away. And Hui Seng has been asleep the entire time. I loved this part in The Untamed, so I'm really glad we're doing it here. Oh. Oh. It's fine if he shares mine. Okay. Oh. Ling's trying to break the awkward silence. Mm-hmm. Yep. You knew. Hmm. Hmm. No. Oh, Cheng. Oh, Cheng, honey. Oh. 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 Why what? Oh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We're gonna go back to that. Oh. Oh gosh, Cheng. God, Cheng. Oh my God, that voice actor. Oh my God. I broke my promise. Oh, oh, oh my God. It's nothing serious. I'm still Wei Wuxian. Hmm. Oh my gosh. Oh, shit, she actually, oh my God. Oh, oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Him being so talented and I'll take you home. Oh, oh. Yeah. Oh. Oh! Oh! Wasting's awake! What? When did this happen? Oh, I just woke up! Wow! Amazing that that happened. So there's a coffin in a box. Mm-hmm. Oh. Imagine that, and Wei Sing wakes up just in time to go see it. Ooh. Ha. Huh. Ooh. Ooh. It's empty. Oh. No. Oh, nice. Uh-huh. Who rescued her? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Ooh. From the shadows. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, but they're not leaving. Uh-huh. Yes, so he's very respectful to Yao. Oh! He's got the curse. Ooh. Was him, was Sushi. Why do you think so? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I mean, that just happened because of it. Hmm. Yeah, I barely even spoke to you. Oh my God. Yeah. Because I wanted to. Yeah. How is he arrogant? Yeah. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. And it was him. Mm-hmm. Back from the water ghoul, back in the cave, everything. Oh my God. Yep. For such a pointless reason. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh my God. Hmm. Wow. Oh. Oh, Cheng, you said the words. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Yep. I knew he was going to do this. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, Xichen's like, shut up! Oh my god. Huh. In front of Wei Sang saying this. Oh shit! Oh. Okay. Okay. It's his mother, though, isn't it? Isn't the ghost his mother? Maybe. I think it is. I'm trying to remember from the Donghua. Ah! Oh my gosh. Yeah, why you gotta be doing this? I wrote very little. I was so enthralled with this, just like last night. I did not write a lot of notes. I figure I'm going to go back, and when I read the novel chapters, I'll have more things to talk about. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. That was a lot better than the Untamed. This is the thing. I love the Untamed. The Untamed is episode 46 and 47 that they get right to the point where Cheng is starting to have that conversation with Wuxian. That's where episode 47 cut off. So this whole thing with Yao talking to him hasn't happened yet. And those episodes were so good, but when you add in the confession and Cheng and everything and his voice actor, Cheng like just spilling his guts, oh my god. So good. I've got to hear the preview now. I have to. There's no other way. I'm just so floored. So floored, y'all. It's amazing. Oh, that was a trip. All right, so... Okay. So let's hear this preview for this. Oh, snap. Oh my god. All right, it's all going down. Okay. Oh my gosh. So, yeah. I am so excited to read these chapters. I'm going to go do that and then come back and we'll talk about this. Oh my gosh, These chapters have been so good. Oh my gosh. Here's the thing. If y'all watched me last week with the Untamed episodes 46 and 47, they were great. And these were just as good, but in such a different way. It's so funny. In the Untamed, it focused more in the moment on the confrontation between Wuxin and Yao, with him like with the neck thing and luring Wangji in there. But Wangji and Wuxin were together then, so it's kind of funny how they reorganized and reworked this. And then inside, it was all about Cheng and Yao and them having the fight and the duel, which happens in this, and Cheng's breakdown. But in the chapters, it's more about the confession. It's more about Wuxin and Wangji finally confessing their love for one another, finally. And it's about Cheng like having his breakdown. And oh my gosh, it's the same events, but it's amazing how the Untamed cut out all of that WANGXIAN. And it still works, but I'm like, how dare you, show? I'm so sad they had to cut this out, because I'm like, oh, that confession. So, oh my gosh, I feel like a lot of things that I want to touch on, I've touched upon last week in the Untamed, so I don't want to try to repeat myself too much if you watched that reaction already. But there sadly is no Manhua for this week, because Manhua is not caught up yet. I can't wait to see the confession in the Manhua. I'm like, I may have to do a video on it. I'm just, at this point, I'm only at chapters 227 is where I've cut off at. And so I feel like I'm going to have to do a Manhua thing, a video for chapters 227 and on in the Manhua. And I'm going to make a note with that while I'm thinking about it, that it's the Manhua from chapters 227 on. I'm going to have to make a video about that, because I want to see what this looks like, come in May and June when we get all the weeks of the chapters lined up. But, oh my gosh, these 2 episodes were so good. So everything's coming out. Wuxin and Ning investigate the temple. I do like that they somehow seamlessly in the Untamed, I'll give the Untamed credit, they seamlessly get to this point, and it's pretty much beat for beat with the temple. It's just without the WANGXIAN. I'm like, how do they do this? But Ning and Wuxin make it to the temple, and they discover that Xichen's there, and Wuxin sends Ning to go get Wangji and tell him what's up. And then Ling and Fairy show up. And I love that in the moment when Fairy comes out, Wuxin's like, Lanzan, where are you? Like, even after their misunderstanding, even after everything that's gone on, Wuxin's still like, Lanzan, I need your help. And it's like, oh my God. And so then, Yao coming in with Wuxin just as Ling shows back up. And we find out that Ling, we find out through the MXTX does this sometimes in Monozushi, where we find out some of the inner thoughts of characters that aren't Wuxin. And so in this moment, Ling talks about how he yelled at Cheng about Wuxin leaving back at the Lotus Pier, not realizing why Cheng was going on a rampage. And it says that Cheng slammed him to the ground out of anger because he was just losing his mind over the golden core reveal. And so then Ling's like, well, screw this. I'm going to leave with Fairy and go find Wuxin on my own. It's like, so that explains why he was by himself. In the Untamed, it's not quite clear. Ling just shows up with Fairy, and you're like, oh, okay. But here you find out that he yelled at Cheng, and Cheng got super pissed off, and so Ling just peaced out and left and went to go find him on his own. So it's like, good on Ling for taking the initiative, but poor boy. And the whole chapter when Wuxin's like, just go away, Ling, don't get involved. And he does. And I thought, because the Untamed makes Yao out to be a much more villainous character, Yao is pretty villainous in these chapters. Pretty villainous in these chapters. And the moment that he's like, kill Fairy, I was like, oh, well. I said in the Untamed, I'm like, anytime somebody's like, time to kill a dog, I'm like, you are an antagonist, sir. I love Yao's character. He's so complex, but there's a desperation to Yao in these chapters. There is a desperation. It's like he's so close to getting something and leaving. He just wants to go, get the thing out of the coffins and go and run away and get out of this whole mess. There's a desperation to him and his actions now, and it causes him to kind of slip up and also to not be quite as gray as he has been throughout this entire story. And I think that desperation is what spurs it forward, right? But yeah, and then I am sad that in the novel it shows, and in the audio drama, Xichen is the one to call Ling to his side, but I get it was because Yao was near Wuxian and was threatening Ling, so that makes sense. It's just sad that Ling has to go away from Wuxian over to his other uncle, you know? And yeah, Xichen, God. So let's talk about the WANGXIAN. Let's talk about Xichen and Yao and how basically throughout this entire story, Xichen has been spilling the tea to Yao, lamenting over his brother's obsession with Wuxian. Can we talk about that? Because I love how concerned Xichen has been our captain of the WANGXIAN ship throughout this entire story. Xichen has been the constant supporter of Wuxian and Wanji getting together. And we find out why in this chapter, because Xichen knows just how deeply Wanji loves him. And so this whole story, Xichen has been supporting Wuxian and Wanji, and it's kind of been a joke, this whole story, like, oh, Xichen's the captain of the WANGXIAN ship. He's really rooting for Wuxian and Wanji. No, he's really rooting for Wuxian and Wanji. To the point that where Wuxian's like, he's like, why isn't Wanji with you? And Wuxian's like, well, I came by myself, I couldn't sleep. We were in separate rooms, and Xichen's like, okay, hold the phone. He's like, what do you mean you were in separate rooms? I like instantly that's the point of conversation. This tense moment where someone could die, and Xichen's like, wait, you got separate bedrooms? Back up. What's going on? It's so crazy. And then Wuxian's like, well, we had this misunderstanding. And Xichen's like, no. What's going on? Like, he knows how much Wanji loves Wuxian, and he's been telling Yao this whole time, lamenting to him. So of course it makes sense back at the fragrance hall, back all there where Yao was like looking over at Mo Yu being like, why are you with Wanji? Wanji loves Wuxian. And then it's like 2 and 2 come together. It all makes sense. But Yao being the one being like, oh, well, this is concerning. Something bad must have happened. And Wuxian's like, how do you know? And it's like, man, you guys really talk about everything between one another. And it's like, yes, they do. So yeah, Yao and Xichen spill the tea to Wuxian. And then I love that Xichen gets pissed. He gets mad. He's like, I have been patient. I have helped to carry this ship out into the ocean as far as it'll go. But if y'all ain't gonna row... He just gets mad, and he tells Wuxian everything. He's like, fine, I'm tired of waiting for my brother to tell you about all this past stuff. It needs to come out. Your memory sucks, so let's do this. And just confesses, like tells him everything. It's on page 783. On page 783, when all this stuff starts coming out about everything starts coming out about the Nightless City. We find out the massacre, about how Wanji took Wuxian to the cave, the whole get lost thing where Wuxian just didn't understand how much Wanji... And I love how Xichen tells the story. He's like, Wanji was about to die and he still tried to help you. He fought off 33 members of our clan elders to save you. He did everything he wasn't supposed to for you, and you don't get it? It's like Xichen has been us this entire story, and Xichen just can't take it anymore. He's like, no more, nope. He's like, you're not gonna mess this up any further, Wuxian. And he just lets him have it. He just tells the whole story. He tells, and Wuxian's just like, and I thought it was really interesting that Wuxian was acting kind of like Huiseng, where he's like, I don't know, I didn't know, I really didn't know. It's like he's almost imitating Huiseng in that moment, where he's a head shaker. It's like, how could you not know? And Xichen's like, are you kidding? And the truth of the matter is that the truth of it all is that Xichen's like, why did you do all of this to Wanji if you weren't serious? And Wuxian's like, well, I wasn't serious, and that's why I did it, because I was trying to disgust him and get him off the trail and make him let me go. And Wuxian just honestly didn't realize how much Wanji loved him. And Xichen's like, how could you be so blind? And it's like, well, he's our oblivious gremlin, you know? And that line, the line where Xichen says, Wanji was this upstart citizen. He was this perfect role model. He was the pride of our uncle, the pride of our clan. The only mistake he ever made was you. And it's like, oh, that line where he's like, the only mistake he ever made was you, Wuxian. It's like, oh my God. And it's amazing. It's just, Xichen just lets him have it. He's like, I am done. I'm just going to tell you how it is. And he's like, how don't you realize? And for Wuxian, it's just like a tidal wave of realization that we've all known this entire novel, and it finally hits Wuxian, and he's like, oh, Wangji left me in that moment not because he was ashamed of what happened between us, but because he thought it was just teasing. It was another provocation. It didn't have any meaning behind it. He thought I was just teasing him again, like I've been doing, and he's been suffering through because he loves me. And sure enough, Wangji shows up. He shows up, and Yao's like, that line from Yao where he's like, oh, look, your Hong Wanjun showed up. I was like, yeah, what a winch. Like, just throwing it in their face, being like, and I love how, for Xichen, it's because Cheng makes the big deal about, Cheng has the slightly homophobic remark of being like, this is more than just friends, like, calls him out. But for Xichen, it's not like Cheng, where he's not upset that Wangji's in a relationship with Wuxian because Wuxian's a guy. He's upset that he loves Wuxian and Wuxian's not loving him back. That's the thing. Xichen is totally tolerant of his brother loving Wuxian. It's just the fact that Wuxian, he's suffered through these 33 lashes. He had to spend years recovering from all of that. He branded himself. We didn't get the explanation about the brand, but we know from the Donghua that he got drunk and branded himself out of mourning. But he's like, my brother did all of these things. He's loved you for so long, and he sacrificed so much for you. And for you to not get it, he's like, where have you been? It's like, ah! It's just, oh my God. And it just hits Wuxian all at once. And it's almost like this flood of relief for Wuxian, because he's like, oh, he has loved me this whole time. I'm not making a mistake. And it's like, Wuxian, God, I'm so glad. Xichen bumps up so high in my character tier now, because I'm like, thank God someone just let him have it. I just imagine, as I was listening and in reading the chapters, I just imagined the Untamed actors acting this all out. And I'm like, how much I would give to see Xichen's actor in the Untamed have this rant. That would have been, and I love this Xichen. Xichen has been, because Wangji is a rather closed off, non-communicative person. Wangji is a very emotional person, but he hides it so well, and he closes himself off communicatively, very much so. Like, he usually just replies with, yes, very short answers. And Xichen has been our surrogate, like, mouthpiece for Wangji and his exposition throughout this whole story. So I like that it's Xichen that gets to come in and have that role and just be like, Wuxian, you idiot. So then, page 788, God, what a confession. I love that. So Yao, being the bitch that he is like, oh, your Hong Wanjun has arrived. And he makes Hong Wanjun sheath his sword. He makes him lock his own spiritual energy out, and I love that Yao is just like, he smiled, his voice soft. This really is like so easy, like how easy and manipulative, how easy you are to manipulate. And then I love that Wuxian is like, I have to say this. He's like, he's let it all wash over him. He's like, Wangji, I've been waiting to say this since I've been talking with Ning. I have to get it off my chest. And I love, this is like, it's just so comedic. I'm like, what the hell? Where Yao is like, I have a thing to your neck. Like, I could slice your neck at any moment. What are you doing? And Wuxian's like, I gotta talk to him. I gotta just say it. Let me say it. Like, as he's on death's door, Wuxian's like, I have to tell him. And the first thing he says, he's like, Lanzan, Lan Wanji, Hong Wanjun, back then, I really wanted to sleep with you. I love in the novel, I've got the novel chapters pulled up here. I love this, just ellipses. Everybody's like, what? And yeah, so Wuxian, the first thing he thinks of is like, I wasn't teasing you. I really did want to sleep with you. And I love that makes Yao loosen the string and lets Wuxian go and immediately throw himself at Wangji. Oh my God. This whole chapter is the most romantic, hilarious, amazing thing I've read in a long time. It's so good. And I like how Yao is this villainous presence that's like could kill him at any moment, and it starts to thunder and he's like, I think it's gonna rain. Let's move our stuff inside. And I like that everybody just politely goes inside, which Xichen and Wangji's spiritual energy is locked. They can't get out. Wuxian is like not gonna leave them. So, and Ling is there, so they're not gonna leave them. So I like these, like, let's just go inside and continue our evilness in here. So yeah, they go inside the temple. And then, oh my God, on page 790, they finally sit down there, and God, I like that. And to Yao's character, Yao doesn't torture them. He just lets them in and comfortably sit down. It's like, even in the darkest of hours, even as he's trying to uncover these coffins, Yao is still a host. He is still our wedding planner host. That's like, here, come sit down in this beautiful temple that I had made. Isn't that great? Look at the drapes. Look at the walls. Like, he's just, being ever the hostess while they're sitting there waiting on their impending doom. And then while they're there, Wuxian, he looks over to Wanji for a response. And Wanji just hasn't, it's like, it's not registering. And there's a part of Wuxian that's like, oh God, does Wanji think that I'm still joking with him, that I'm not serious, that it was just because it makes sense. The whole, I really wanted to sleep with you kind of ties back to all the teasing Wuxian has done beforehand to Wanji. So a part of Wanji probably thinks, is this just teasing like what he's done in the past? And so Wuxian gets his balls and confesses. And it's beautiful. It's like, oh my God, where he's like, look at me. And I pulled up 790 because I just love this. After a deep breath, Wei Wuxian whispered, I love that he whispers this. Like, they don't know what's going on. Like, no one else can hear, just the two of them. He whispers it. Because in the audio drama, you don't know. In the audio drama, I was like, is he saying this out loud where everybody can hear? But I like in the novel, they say he was whispering it. Where he's like, I really do have a bad memory. I can't remember a lot of things that happened in the past, including the time at the Nightless City. I don't remember a single bit of what happened during those days. And hearing this, Lan Wangji's eyes widened slightly. Wei Wuxian suddenly reached out and grabbed his shoulders, continuing, But from now on, what you say to me, what you do for me, I'll remember them all. I won't forget a single thing. Wei Wuxian, you're really great. I like you. Or I love this. Or in other words, I fancy you. I love you. I want you. I can't leave you. Whatever you. I want to night hunt with you for the rest of my life. And then he put 3 fingers together, pointing at the sky, the earth, and finally his heart. And I want to sleep with you every day. I swear it's not the heat of the moment or joking around like I've done in the past. I'm not doing it out of gratitude either. And I like that too. I'm not doing it out of gratitude. Anyways, it's not because of anything else. I just really like you so much. I want to sleep with you. I don't want anyone but you. It can't be anyone but you. You can do anything you want to me, however you like it. I'll accept everything as long as you're willing to. And the way the novel describes it, it's like in that moment, the storm bursts the doors open and a giant gust of wind takes out all the candles. And in that moment, Wanji just surges forward and kisses Wuxian to shut him up. And it's like, it's the most amazing thing. It's the most amazing thing. And it says, the sprinkle become a storm. The colliding lanterns outside the temple had already been dampened by the rainwater. Their surroundings suddenly sunk into darkness. Wei Wuxian couldn't let out another sound. Amidst the darkness, Lan Wangji had already embraced him tightly, stopping him with his lips. It's like, like, I just love that. I could just picture it, like the lights suddenly going out as he says it, and Wangji just surging forward and kissing him in the dark. It's like, And then Wanji just repeating everything that he told him. And then Wuxian just shouting out yes in between every line. It's the most romantic dumb thing that our stupid beans. Like, it's so perfect. If I was imagining a confession between Wuxian and Wanji, this is it. It's so damn perfect. I love it. I'm so sad the Donghua and the Untamed don't have this. Because it's so good. And Wanji's repeating it over and over again, his words, like he's about to cry. And just hugging him tighter. To the point where Wuxian can't see anything. It's like they're just so close together and he can't see anything. And then, of course, Yao comes out and, like, lights the candles back up again. And they're still sharing a mat, still embracing one another, possibly making out. And I absolutely love it that Sushi walks in. And in the novel, Sushi walks in to Wanji and Wuxian stuck together on the mat. And he's just like, and just tosses Wei Sang to the ground. It's the best thing. It's like the most, adding the most insult to injury. Sushi walks in as Wanji and Wuxian are like tightly embracing, possibly making out. And he's just like, well, what else did I expect? Oh my God. But yeah, he comes in with Wei Sang, of all people. And it's so brilliant because in the Untamed, Hui Sang, he says that Hui Sang just shows up. But in this, he's like, oh, well, it's just like he pops in and I thought, oh, I need to catch him. And then he fainted. Hui Sang, actor of the century. Like, I love that Hui Sang basically sits out most of these chapters until the very end, right when things start to get interesting. Then he's like, oh, where am I? And it's like, oh, what? What? Oh my God. It's absolutely amazing. I'm just floored by it all. And then there's a moment where there's a moment here, I wanted to find it, and it's great, because he's trying to talk to him, and it's wonderful. I'm not scared of death. He has the whole I'm not scared of death speech, and I really do like that. I talked about that in the Untamed, but Wuxian saying, like, being afraid of death and not wanting to die are two totally different things, right? It's totally different things. And he talks about, you really flatter me, but it's not that I'm scared of death. I just don't want to die yet. And this is on 793 to 794. Sushi sneered, mincing words, hilarious. Is there any difference between being scared of death and not wanting to die? And it says, Wei Wuxian snuggled against Lan Wangji's chest. Of course there is. For example, right now, I don't want to get up from Lanzan versus I'm scared of getting up from Lanzan. Could they possibly be the same? After some thought, he continued, oh, I'm sorry. I retract my words. I feel like they're pretty much the exact same thing. Sushi's face was almost green. To anger him was Wei Wuxian's original intention anyways. But suddenly, from above him came a light laugh. It was so extremely light that one would doubt they heard wrong. But Wei Wuxian immediately looked up. He very clearly saw beside Lan Wangji's lips the transient glimpse of a soft smile that resembled sunlight reflected over snow. This time, not only Sushi, but even Lan Xichen and Ling paused in astonishment. Everyone knew Han Guangjun was always cold and never smiled, almost unlively. Only few had seen what he looked like when he smiled, even if it was just a light curl of his lips. Nobody expected to see his smile under such circumstances. Wei Wuxian's eyes were immediately opened wide and round. A moment later, he gulped, his Adam's apple bobbed up and down. Lan's on you. And then Cheng enters. So it's like this amazing moment. I love the description of sunlight on snow is Wangji's smile and laugh. And it's like, from this moment on, these two are the most precious beings in the world. Like, from this moment on, it's like as soon as Wuxian confesses to Wangji and they're both allowed to openly express their love towards one another, they are the most precious cinnamon rolls I've ever seen in fiction. Like, it's too much. So I love that after this beautiful moment, Cheng just barges in right before chapter 101. He barges in and Cheng's like, I will give the Untamed this. They made his entrance really badass and wonderful, but he barges in. And Fairy, of course, is with him to chase Sushi out. And again, it's this line of dialogue here where Wuxian, he immediately like freaks out. He's like, Lanzan. And Wangji goes, I'm here. Hug me. I'm hugging you. Hug me tight. I'm hugging you tight. These domesticated boys have already like cemented their relationship. And to the point where Cheng's like, I don't want to look over at them. I don't want to look over at them. It's, oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. It's so precious, right? Now, there is something before Cheng comes in where Wuxian, I put my notes here, Wuxian notices that the statue in the temple looks a lot like Yao. And he wonders if Yao intentionally made the statue look like him, like if he was that vain and wanted people to like look like they were worshiping him, or if it was tied to some form of cultivation, and he's really curious about it. But yeah, the whole hugging thing, like WANGXIAN is instantly precious. Like, they've instantly become domesticated boyfriends, and once they've accepted the love for one another, it's the most precious thing in the world. But yeah, Cheng enters, Yao comes out with the zither, they keep Fairy at bay, Fairy chases after Sushi, and then oh my gosh, and Wuxian comments about how Yao, as he's fighting Cheng, is a lot like Yang. So it's interesting that he's making that connection. But yeah, as we go, the thing is, for all that Yao hated his father, for all the moments that Yao hated Daddy Jin, and as bad as Daddy Jin was, Yao, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in this instance. Because Yao really has a moment where when he starts trying to manipulate Cheng through his words, it's very reminiscent of Daddy Jin. Really reminiscent. And it's so sinister. And Wuxian is confused. He's like, and I love this point in the novel because Wuxian's confused. He's like, how does Cheng know about the golden core reveal? I passed out at that point. He doesn't know that Ning told him. And there's this big moment where Wuxian's like, he's like, what? He's like, what's going on? And it says, Wei Wuxian suddenly shot up from Lan Wangji's arms. His heart skipped a beat as well. In his head, a voice ranted, my sword. He means Suibian. Didn't I leave Suibian to win Ning? No, when I saw him yesterday, it's true that I didn't see him carrying it. How did it end up in Zhang Cheng's hands? Why would Zhang Cheng tell others to unsheath it? Has he tried unsheathing it himself yet? Just as his mind tensed, Lan Wangji reached out and stroked his back. Wei Wuxian finally calmed down somewhat. These two, they're in love and they're openly expressing it, and it's the most wonderful thing in the world. Like, there's all this hand-holding, backstroking, hugging throughout the rest of these chapters. I'm like, it's like my heart is full. I've waited 90 plus chapters to get to this moment, and they're finally able to just be boyfriends together and love each other, and it's like, I'm here for it. It's over. It's great. I love it. Oh my God. It's wonderful. But yeah, so, and then Cheng protects Wuxian from Yao from attacking in the audio drama. And then God, from there on, Yao's words do get to Cheng. And Cheng, after he gets injured, he does confront Wuxian about everything leading up to this point. And it's hard. Because yeah, Cheng is like, he calls out Wuxian he says he's always been better than him, that he's always had to live up and be in Wuxian's shadows, and that's not how it's supposed to be. He was supposed to be the son, the actual natural-born son of the Zhang clan leader. He was supposed to be the sect leader. He wasn't supposed to be, second-rate to Wuxian, and it talks about, like, how he viewed himself. And then he basically is like, he's like, it's your fault my family's gone, but he's like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to not hate you? Like, Cheng just, in the audio drama, Cheng's voice actor, oh my God, he was amazing. Cheng's voice actor was so good in the audio drama. And in the novel, Cheng just calls out, he's like, here's all the things that have happened. How am I supposed to feel? He's like, I want to hate you, but I love you. So where does that leave me? And in the part of the novel where he says that it's Wuxian's fault that Yanli and his parents are gone, and Ling kind of looks away, and Wuxian kind of deflates. There's a moment where Wangji comes and holds his hand, and it's like, it's just, But then he's like, why? He's like, why did you leave me in the dark? What am I to you? Am I just a fool? Why am I the clown in all of this? And Wuxian admits in his head, he's like, he was trying to protect Cheng, but he's like, what good is telling Cheng that now? He's like, I was trying to protect you, but he's like, I can see that wasn't a good idea. He's like, I was afraid you'd do exactly what you're doing now if I told you. And here we are. Like, it was just, what could I do? And Cheng, he's mad because he didn't know anything. He's like, you told me nothing. So I felt like a fool, and he felt betrayed. And just him crying. Like, Cheng just breaking down and letting all of his grievances come out. And he's like, I hate that I can't hate you. He's like, I want to hate you, but I can't. Because you're my brother and I still love you despite everything that's happened. And he's like, what does that make me? He's like, I feel like such an idiot. And he's like, I feel guilty and an idiot and shameful. And he's like, what should I do? And I love that Wuxian, he holds Wangji's hand throughout all of this. They're like holding hands, supporting one another. And Wangji's like, I'm here. And then I love that Wuxian's like, well, he's like, I don't know what to do at this point. He's like, we can go, if we don't move forward together and mend this, we're just going to keep going back to the same arguments. He's like, I know I can't help that Yanli and your parents are dead. He's like, I will never forget it. It's part of me forever. And he's like, but there's nothing I can do about it. And there's nothing you can do either. He's like, if we keep dwelling on the past like this, it's just going to keep being toxic and nothing good's going to come from it. And so I love that he's holding Wangji's hand in the present during all of this. He's like, we can only move forward. And he's like, I'm sorry. And that's when Cheng confronts him. He's like, you said we would be the twin heroes of Young Ming. And he's like, you didn't hold your promise up. You betrayed me and you didn't keep your promise. And at that point, Wuxian's like, there's nothing else I can say. He's like, I'm sorry, but yeah, I broke it. I broke our promise. And Cheng just breaking down at that point. And I feel bad for Cheng because, yeah, this all ties back to that promise that Wuxian made him. And the thing about it is, and it's such a lesson in this story, is that we can go back and review that scene. And in the moment, Wuxian was saying those words mainly to calm Cheng down and also to just give Cheng like just some encouragement, being like, no, we're not gonna, he's like, I'm not gonna abandon you. And at the time, Wuxian's like, Wuxian mainly said that to encourage Cheng that like, no, I'm not gonna leave you, and don't listen to what they say. Like, they may say that I'm, a good cultivator or whatever, but at the end of the day, you're going to be the sect leader. And it wasn't, I don't think Wuxian said those words just to encourage Cheng and calm him down and make him feel better. But Cheng took those words to heart. And he didn't just think it was motivation. That became like a mantra. That became like something he strove for. And it helped give him, clarity and focus. And then it never happened. And he just became lost from it. So it's a good lesson in the story that when you tell someone something, you have to be careful, because what you think is just a maybe half-hearted, light promise, someone can take to heart and it deeply resonate and affect them. And it's like, your words matter. Like, Wangji throughout this entire novel has been mark your words. Like, he said that over and over again to Wuxian. And it's so true. It's like when you tell someone something, you got to know what the consequences of that are. And all Wuxian can say after all of this is like, he's like, I'm sorry, I broke my promise. And it's like, and it's heartbreaking in that moment, because it's Wuxian acknowledging that they're never going to be the twin heroes of Young Ming. It's never going to happen, especially now that he's confessed to Wangji. Like, Wuxian's like, it's never going to happen. And I think in Wuxian's mind, he's like, it never was going to happen, right? And I love that the end of the chapter on page 803, where Jiang Cheng shook his head, burying his face deep into his palms. A second later, he suddenly burst out with a laugh. His muffled voice mocked. It's such a time already, and I still need you to say sorry to me. What a fragile person I am. Like, yeah, like Cheng, he's like, at the end of the day, I still wanted you to apologize. I needed it. He's like, I was so delicate that I needed that apology. Oh, that breakdown with Cheng, it is brutal. Yeah, I couldn't say anything during the audio drama. I was just like, damn, the voice actor was so good. But it's so sad, because it's finally airing what Wuxian, I think, Wuxian hinted at back when he was the Yiling Patriarch, the idea that they weren't ever going to be the twin heroes anymore. But Cheng just has been holding on to that feeble hope that it could still happen. And finally Wuxian's like, no, it's not. And Cheng just has to deal with it. And he still gets like more crap tossed at him by Yao. It doesn't end with that chapter. It goes on to 103 and 104, and Yao still tries to talk shit about Cheng and make him feel bad. I feel bad for Cheng in these chapters. I really do. Because it's like, Cheng is just, he's so lost at this point. Of course, around this time, Hui Seng wakes up. When they start to see the coffins and everything that they've been digging up, Hui Seng's like, where am I? It's like, God. And I love in the novel that it says that Hui Seng wakes up and he sees Wuxian basically sitting on Wangji's lap. And it says, he wails and nearly faints again. And I'm like, oh my God, Hui Seng. Seriously? Seriously? So we have the thing with the coffins getting dug up and the poisonous gas coming out of them. And the poisonous gas affects Yao's hand and affects Sushi and the others and instantly kills the diggers, which is crazy. Like, it instantly kills them. And then we have Wangji noticing that Sushi has the 100 Holes curse. And I forgot this. I forgot it from the Donghua. I feel like the Donghua rushed through all of this at the end, that things just happened like minute to minute. And I was like, wait, what's happening? And now reading back and going back through it, it's like, oh, and I'm excited to see this in the Untamed now, because we've not gotten to this point in the Untamed. But they find out and they figure out it's Sushi. Sushi put the curse on Xichen all those years ago. And it's the funny thing is that Wuxian realizes that Sushi didn't do it out of Yao's orders. Sushi didn't do it out of revenge against Wuxian. Xichen just probably pissed him off, and Sushi just put the curse on him just because. And again, the story here talks about how important your words are and how they can resonate with others, but it also talks in this chapter about how your actions have such dire consequences to not only yourself, but so many around you. Like Sushi enacting this curse on Xichen, and Xichen blaming it on Wuxian when Wuxian was not it at all. It was someone that Xichen probably didn't even care about. And just look at what happened because of it. Like, it was like a domino. It was like Sushi putting the 1,000-hole curse on Xichen as the tiny domino, and then there's like the giant domino that's like everything else that's happened in Modao Zushi. It's insane. And Wuxian just laughing, being like, I love it. He says, all of this for such a pointless reason. He's like, none of this was to frame me. None of this was like to exact revenge upon me at the time. It was one petty man putting a curse on another petty man, and it led to all of this death and destruction. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. I love the idea that it wasn't to frame Wuxian at all. Just, oh my God. And then, but then Yao tries to say that, oh God, it's so, on page 810 to there, it's like page 810 to 811 is about where this chapter ends. But Yao tries to say that it doesn't matter if Sushi had cursed Xichen or not and set off this domino effect. That doesn't matter. He's like, it's because of who you are, Wuxian. He's like, you are the untamed hero. Roll credits for the untamed. He's like, you're the untamed hero. I love it's on page 811 is where Yao says, it's quite easy. You're definitely thinking about how unfortunate you are. In reality, you're not. Even if Sushi didn't curse Xichen, Mr. Wei, you'd receive a siege sooner or later because of some other reason. He smiled. Because that's what kind of person you are. At best, you're the untamed hero. At worst, you offend people wherever you go. Unless all those whom you've offended live their lives safely, as soon as something happened to them or someone did something to them, the first person they suspect would be you. And the first person they seek revenge on would also be you. And this is something you have no control over. And I love that Wuxian smiled. What should I do? For some reason, I think you make a lot of sense. And in this moment, Yao says, and even if you didn't lose control at Guangxi's path, could you guarantee you didn't lose control sometime in the rest of your life? Thus, someone like you is destined to have a short life. Doesn't it feel a lot better if you think about it this way? And I love that Cheng comes to his rescue, his defense, and he's like, you're the one who's got a fucking short life. That's what I love. That's the best comeback. Cheng is like, you're the one with a short life. Like, it's just, I love Cheng in that moment. After everything has happened, Cheng goes to defend his brother. It's like, it's so good. But yeah, I was just basically saying, like, you were doomed to be, you have the type of personality that this was bound to happen sooner or later, which is such a bleak outlook. He says, isn't it better to think this way? It's like, no, it's a pretty bleak outlook. And then Wuxian's like, what can I do? You know, at this point, what can I do? And then that's when Cheng says the line about being a son of a prostitute, and Yao gets pissed, and Wuxian's like, like that seems to be your weakness, is when people point that out. Interesting that. And the chapter ends on page 812. It ends like partway through. But the last thing Wuxian gets out is that he talks about how, he says, wait, it looks like being called the son of a prostitute is really sect leader Jin's weak spot. No wonder you killed Mingzhu. And then it says at the mention of Mingzhu, both Xichen and Yao pause, being like, And then Yao notices that Xichen is about to have his energy restored, and he goes to like seal it up again. And that's when the ghost lady jumps out and the audio drama ends. God. These chapters, y'all. These chapters, holy crap. But yeah, Yao saying that, and it's almost like Yao is comparing himself to Wuxian in a way, because he's like, it's weird in the weirdest of ways. It's weird because Yao says that Wuxian is always going to be the type of person that will have a fate like he had. But then in the same vein, you have Yao, who was told all of his life that he was the son of a prostitute and would always be like a lowly, scumly person. And he clawed his way to the top despite that. So it's funny that Yao says that to Wuxian. He's like, Wuxian, you have no control over your fate. This is just the type of person you are. But yet at the same time, Yao has actively been going against that same notion with himself. So it's fascinating, right? It's fascinating. I'm like, don't know if I agree with that, Yao. But, oh my God. These chapters. That confession gave me life. It was life-giving. Ever since the confession where WANGXIAN has just been like, Wanji and Wuxian have just become like the best boyfriends. It's like, yes, my heart needed this. And I love that everybody's just like, well, they finally got together. At this point, Ling's still trying to piece it together. And that's one of the funniest things in the Untamed episodes from last week is when Ling's like, why were you writing out the Land Clan rules? Why would you have had to do that? Like, he's trying to piece together everything. God. It's so good. These chapters were wonderful. And I love that everyone in this entire story has known Wuxian and Wanji were going to get together. They were just waiting for it to happen. And then it happens. But y'all, we're on to chapter 104. We only have like 10 to 12 chapters left. Oh, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. I don't know if I've got to watch the Untamed episodes for this week, but they're the last 3 episodes. So I don't know if I'll go ahead and read chapters 104 to 106 first. I may read them after the Untamed. I don't know. And see what all happens. But, oh my God. I may read the next set of chapters before I watch the Untamed. We'll see. Just because I want to know what happens before watching the Untamed. Because the Untamed, I'll be finishing the series. And with this, I'll still have a ways to go. But, oh, y'all. I don't know exactly yet what I'm going to do, but these chapters are wonderful. I am so excited to hear your comments about them. Oh my gosh, y'all. This was just wonderful. And we still have more to go. So I hope y'all enjoyed this reaction. I hope y'all enjoyed the discussion. Please comment down below. Please no spoilers. But yeah, so next week we will have looking at chapters 104 to 106, episode 15 of the audio drama. And then we'll have the extra eating watermelon and Jan and his rabbits. So adorable. But in the meantime, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe. Take care. And yeah, I'll be back next week with more of Modao Zushi, the audio drama, and the novel review. Bye.